admin, and what we want to do is come over here and add a new item. So I'm going to click here, add new item, and let's call this, we don't want to do DevOps with Google Cloud, that's something I'm still working on. We'll just call it Spring DevOps Project. And we are going to do a freestyle project. So this is probably the most common thing that we can do inside of Jenkins. There are other plugins that will add a specific Maven build type, but we are just using the freestyle project at this point. That's perfectly fine for our purposes. So I'm going to click OK. And we could give it a description if we want. We're going to say this is a GitHub project. And looking for the project URL. Let me double check what it wants here. So I'm going to come over here, copy this, paste that in. And now the source code management, and this is where we set up the credentials at. So it's asking for our Git repository. And what we can do is come over here, we can say clone or download, click on this, and see how we have an option of SSH or HTTPS. So we want to make sure that we're selecting SSH, and we can just copy that right to the clipboard. Pretty convenient. So that copies it over to our clipboard. I'm going to come back over here and paste that value in. And now I'm going to say Jenkins. These are the credentials that we set up. So I'm going to use those. And now he should be happy. And what we want to do is set up polling. Or I'm sorry, we'll set up so when a change gets pushed to GitHub, it's going to fire a change here. And now we want to come down here. We don't need to change anything here in build environment, but we do want to add a build step. And what we want to do is invoke top level Maven targets. So I'm going to click on that. And now it's asking for our Maven version. I want to make sure that I'm using Maven 3.3.9. That's the Maven that we installed just previously. And now the Maven goals. Now one thing that you want to do always is clean. And I'm going to say package, because we don't have any deployment steps right now. So by package, actually I can take it a step further and say install. So clean is going to clean out our working directory, delete all the old build artifacts. Install is going to go through Maven goals of everything from compile to test, and the install goal will install the artifact from this build into our local Maven repository. And that's that repository I mentioned before that you can find under your home directory. That's in a hidden folder called .m2, and inside of M2 you'll find a repository and then the folder structure for all the Maven artifacts that are cached locally on your machine. So this is everything that we need to do to set up this build. I'm going to say apply. Everything's saved happily, so click on save to get out of this. And now let's go over here and click on build now. And now it's running, and I can come over here and watch the console output. Now we can see that things are downloading. Now before running this video, I did run a test on it, and it did download, Jenkins did download a bunch of stuff, and a lot of that's cached. So when you run this, expect about another 2 minutes or so Jenkins downloading things, because that first time you build it, it's actually because we have that Maven installer. Jenkins is going to go out and download Maven and install that on the machine. And we can see now that we're running the test around Spring Boot, and we have a success message. So if I scroll back up here a little bit, we can see that there are some things that did get downloaded, but we can also see that we are running our integration test. So here's Spring Boot coming up, and we can see that our test ran. So that is all good for us. And I'm going to go all the way back up to the top now and go to the console, or I'm sorry, go back to the project, and we can see that the first build was a success. We get the little blue ball there, and if I come back to the root of Jenkins, we can see that that is happy. Okay.